Okay? Okay, I have a problem. This came out on the 12th. I am currently recording on 21st. I got this game on the 14th, so I got this game 7 days ago. I have beaten it 4 times. I can't stop. I've beaten it as a strength build, a faith build, a dex build, and a pyromancer. I can't stop. Help me. I have a problem. Also, the online for this, I have noticed the online for this game is sketchy at best. Sketchy at the best of times. But, like, I have a problem. I have a problem.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Okay, that's the first time I've watched it since the first time I played, because I just skip it. I don't know why, because normally I'd go back and check, but there's a massive spoiler in that, and in all of the promotion for the game that I've just realised. There's a massive, massive spoiler I'm not going to get into until it comes. But wow. Okay. Gonna do the obvious here? Yeah. Yeah, do young, male. I'm gonna just throw this out now. I'm gonna just throw this out completely. Faith builds are fucking trash. Faith is fucking trash in this game. Like, oh my god, you cannot. I cannot understate. Just like, oh, and like the only good offensive miracles you get are later in the game, and when you get them, they don't do that much damage really. Like until about 3/4 of the way through the game, the best offensive miracle is a melee attack that is slower than like an ultra greatsword strong attack. It's like, what? I only ever managed to hit that move successfully 3 times. And 2 of those times was against a boss when I was summoning for help and I was behind the boss as the co-op partner was distracting them. Like, it was useless. And the effort you have to take to get the spell, which of course I'm going to have to show off, but it's ridiculous. So we're just going to go for a night because that's what we do. Almost all of... I've noticed almost all of these, useless. Like, raises maximum HP, not by much. Divine Blessing, okay, so I get a free heal. Hidden Blessing, I get FP heal, which is focus points, which is mana. Black Fire Bomb, alright. Fire Gem, I never infused my weapons in this game, really. Like, until much later on. It's not neat, like it helps with the scaling and stuff. It's not really needed. Sovereign of Souls, that's like 800 souls I think, you don't need that. Rusted Gold Coin, if you want a good pickup at the start, and this will help you with your drop rates, don't really need it. If you want to invade, you get the Cracked Red Eye Orb, you get 1 invasion out of it. And the Young White Branch, which is what I will take. Because that actually has 2 uses. You can use it and camouflage into the environment. It's like the chameleon spell, I guess, where you turn into a thing. Or you give it to an NPC and things happen. So I'm gonna just take that. I'm not gonna bother with this really. Let's just do commoner. Alright. You're never gonna see your guy's face anyway, sod it. Hello? There we are. There may be a detail I'm missing, but I have one question that the lore has not provided me. Granted, like this is different than Bloodborne. Bloodborne was a very smaller, streamlined game. All the lore was specific to what was going on, like to lead to the events of the game. Whereas in Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Demon Souls, the lore is, you know, here's bits of the world, piece together what you can. So it's perfectly understandable that I'm not going to get everything because, you know, a lot of it comes down to if the item drops with this part of information. But one thing that's I am yet to see explained. Why do the Lords of Cinder and myself rise when the bell tolls? Like in Dark Souls 1, like the fire was going to go out, but there was no bell. Well, to be fair, Gwyn was the first Lord of Cinder, so it doesn't count. And I'm just gonna read this. I went to the wrong menu. Alright. Undead treasure these dull green flasks filled with esters at bonfires and drink to restore HP. The journey of an undead has always traced the bonfires and no journey of import has ever been made without an Estus flask. Undead, same thing. FP instead of HP. Quite befitting of an unkindled, and an ashen Estus flask turns bonfire's heat cold. Why? It's because unkindles are meant to have no flames. But then that goes against game logic, because we don't have humanity in this game, we get embers. So, are unkindled naturally flameless, or fireless? If that was true, I'm thinking way more into this than I should have. But if that's true and the unkindled are just naturally flameless, would that mean that we are more embodied with the dark than most humans? See, like, what an unkindled is never really specified. The distinction between unkindled, undead, and like hollowed is never like they are different. There are undead hollows, which are undead that have fully lost themselves to just life in the dark, and there's unkindled, but the difference is never specified. I had a train of bells, that was it. This entire thing is going to be me just going, I had a train of thought, what was it? But the bells. Dark Souls 2. The flame... Yeah, I'm discounting Dark Souls 1 because Gwyn was the first. So that's not... You can't really say that. But for Dark Souls 2, at least... Like, they had been repeating the cycle over and over. But the bells never rang. Whatever bell it was, it never rang. And, whatchamacallit? No previous Lords of Cinder ever rose to take Vendrick's throne. So I want to know what it is that makes this time different. Like, what bell? Is it the bell at Firelink Shrine? Can I get there? Can I get there? Can I get there? No. Ah. There are visual attacks in this game. But you have to stun the enemy first. Well, you have to break their poise. Either by, like, breaking their shield or hitting them enough like that. Can I get in? There we go. Get that big damage off. Also, like Bloodborne, you can charge up your strong attack. It's pretty good. Do you wanna die? Do you wanna die? Yeah, no. There we go. Thank you. I had so much trouble fighting that guy as a dex build. Like, oh god, I am not used to dex. I will be honest. And faith, I just didn't bother. I just didn't bother with the faith. But it's nice. He drops. I should probably read what that says before I forget. I should just sit down and read all of these. This is going to be a very, like, this is going to be like Bloodborne. This is going to be like my Bloodborne, where I read the text because I really am invested in the lore. So I should also take this off in case I accidentally use it before I intend to. Branch of white birch received from somebody. Apparently this was once a token of friendship. Used to become something that blends into the surroundings, though the branch will unfortunately be consumed. Perhaps treasuring the memory is more important. And again, the dark sign, which means we are an undead, but we are an unkindled. What is the distinction? What makes an undead unkindled? I'm not sure. There might be bits of lore and items that I haven't had drop from me, but at the moment I am unsure what specifies what makes an undead and unkindled. The dark sign returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, or a bonfire at the Firelink Shrine, but at the cost of all the souls held. Carriers of the dark sign are reborn after death, and eventually lose their minds, turning hollow. And so it is that they are driven from their homelands. Soul found in a deserted corpse, used to acquire souls. Let the fire keep a transformed sovereignless souls into a source of strength for the unkindled. Or, for to be unkindled is to be a vessel of souls. You would think that would explain it. An unkindled is a vessel of souls. However, in every game when we are an undead, a normal undead, we are a vessel of souls. We house souls to grow stronger. Unless it's the wording where the undead that we are, we turn our souls in for strength. We get the strength from the souls, like we extract the soul's strength. Whereas an enkindled actually embodies the souls themselves. Like, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look more into that, but right now I don't know what the difference is. Charm of farewell granted to banished undead. This crystal sends phantoms back to their homes, or you back to yours. Beware of fickle use, as this item not intended to nurture relations. And online play item. This has never come in useful for me. Restore connection to other worlds. Those who engage in unjust deeds when in contact with other worlds will lose their connection to them. Way of white circlets assume such sin as their own, but are found few and far between. Acting without honour will never be without risk. I don't know what that is. I think that's if you disconnect, like that will help you reconnect to the... Oh, actually no, because if you disconnect from the server, you're kicked out to the main menu. So unless you play offline and then use that to go online, or it's a thing in regards to Sin and Velka, who is very, very minutely in this game. But like, unless it does something to the Sin, like if you kill NPCs or get reported, like indicted. Is that the word? Indicted? When you used to PvP with people in like Dark Souls 1, and if people thought you would hacker or they just didn't like losing to you, they would report you and up your Sin. Like, unless it does that, I'm not sure. Yeah, well. There's like 5 enemies between us and our destination, I believe. Let's see, there's 1 over there, 2 down there, 6. 6 enemies, alright. Unless there's 1 round here. Yeah, there's 1 round here. Okay, 7. Oh, did you hear that? I might have to like bump the sound out for that part. But if you heard that like shockwave sound, I guess that's a new thing they've added. So like you know how there's counter hits. Like if someone's running, damn it, or in the middle of attack animation, then you get extra damage off. It's basically that. If someone's poise is broken, or they're in the middle of attack animation, you hear that sound, and it's to say like, yo, you got extra damage for this hit. Also, backstab seemed to be a little, I don't know, like more... Sometimes they seem more lenient, sometimes they seem more stringent. Like, it's odd. It's odd, honestly. I'm not sure what if they did anything, but it just seems... Something seems odd about backstabs in this game. Sometimes you can nail them perfectly. Sometimes you'd nail it and be like, I wasn't behind you. And sometimes you'd think you're behind them, but you weren't. So it's strange. Anyway, no. I am so used to there being there's an area later on, and there's an item here, and it's like, okay. Don't want to ruin that. Remove sword. What could possibly... Also, these. I just want to point this out. This. I don't believe this. I have found an item or anything that explains what these is. It's just corruption. It's just random corruption in the world, and it's just like, oh, it exists. Enjoy. It's like, okay, but why? Where did it come from? Like, it's not the abyss. It's not said to be the taint of the abyss. It could be. It's never said to be. But it's like, why? Who? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Gonna do the thing. Or you need to be hit a bit first. Come on. Ah. You can parry this guy. I can't. I'm gonna just say that you can, I can't. Oh, I didn't die from that, okay. I fully resigned myself to death at that point. Also, I was kind of hoping... Well, I wasn't hoping. But part of me wanted to get hit while healing so I could just go on a little tirade about how everything in this game is faster except the healing. Everything, combat, movement, everything is faster except the healing. The healing is still like Dark Souls 1 speed of Estus drinking. It's like, why would you do that? I could have got a critical hit in like I did with the lizard, but no. I'll probably boost it up there as well, the sound of the extra damage, because he was in his stunned state. Go on a little more. I'll make it to Firelink Shrine for the first one. I was sitting there looking at my time like, should I end it here? Nah. Also, again, on my little tirade about like the distinction between undead, unkindled, and all that, we beat a boss, and instead of humanity restored, we got embers. So our unkindled, like, well, it's in the name, unkindled. Like, a fire has to be kindled. There has to be embers. Like, it has to have flame put into it. So isn't unkindled just a normal undead without any sign of flame? But then what is the difference between embers and humanity? Like, in the previous games, we gain humanity to retain our human selves. In this, you don't. When you die, you don't go hollow. When you die, you come back and you're still human-like. You don't have the zombie face. So what makes a unkindled special when compared to a regular undead? Ah. You see right there, I thought I would have got that backstab, but I didn't. That might have been a distance thing. I should have swung the camera around to see. But yes, I don't... Either they don't specify it at all, or, again, not an item that's dropped for me. Also dogs. Because there have to be dogs in a goddamn FromSoft game. And this time, oddly enough, dogs aren't the most annoying enemy. They were in Demon Souls, they were in Dark Souls, they were in Dark Souls 2, they were in Bloodborne. Here, dogs are not the most annoying enemy. I wish they were. I wish they bloody were. But they're not. Not at all. There's 2 more items in this area, I believe. One which is, yeah. And I say that, oh no, 3, because there's one. So one on the tree, which is a shield. It's not better than the Knight Shield, but it's better for, like, the Cleric and stuff. I guess a wooden shield, it is there. I think it's the East and West Shield, is it? Is it East and West? Yeah, East-West Shield. Also, see that guy up there? Yeah, we'll be to him in a minute. No unkindled can ever truly claim the embers that burn within a champion's bosom, which is precisely what makes their yearning for warmth so keen. Gain the strength of flame and increase max HP until death. With the strength of fire, the summoning signs of unkindled become visible. Seekers of embers can be summoned to join in cooperation, but basically it's humanity. Basically, it says it's humanity. Oh, so this guy, I'm tempted not to fight this guy because fuck. Because fuck. Like, why does this guy exist? You know what? Fuck it. No, we'll come back. We'll come back to this. Like, you can make him fall off the edge. Actually, can I do that? Can I game him to fall off the edge? Because fuck this guy. The damage he does is so, like, disproportionate to his location in the game. Like, Jesus. Come on. Come on. Ah, no, you're smart today. You've been smart today. Ah, come on. Like, look how little damage that did. Also, I want to point out that because of the whole, like, they changed it so now even if your guard is broken, you're now in a, like, not a parry, but a repostable state where they can just, like, basically they can just parry you. Any human-like enemy can parry you. It's like, shields are almost a hindrance half the time. If you're getting attacked and your stamina is going down, make your last use of that stamina a roll to get away. Because, Jesus. The amount of NPC phantoms that I've been one-shot from full health at is amazing. And I really don't want to fight this guy. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I really don't want to fight this guy. Come on. Like, look at that. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. God, look at that goddamn damage. See, now, if you're a pyromancer or a dex build with your bow and arrow, he's easy to deal with. Right now, he's not. You know what? You know what? Now we're going to come back for him later. Fuck that. Fuck that. Alright. Alright. Yeah, we are. Violent Shrine, baby. What's up, man?
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
Okay, just got...
Don't you think?
I just got 2,000 souls. Did he fall off a ledge?
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends, those who would link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. What a sick...
That guy fell off a ledge. Alright, well, we're gonna have to get his item. One thing I do like is that instead of, you know, quitting the game and loading back in to get his item, you can just rest at a bonfire. You know what, let's do that. Let's do that. Because I wanna talk to everyone before setting down the flame. So let's just run down here, rest at the bonfire, and get the guy's item to spawn, or the 3 items he drops to spawn. And then we'll just go talk to all the NPCs and call it quits from there. I mean, this will be like what? A 35-minute opening episode? That's not bad. And I want to just like point out before it gets too far. I'm gonna try to do every NPC quest. Because I can, and I have several times, apart from one. There's one NPC quest that doesn't want to cooperate with me. It's always just like, yeah, I'm not going to trigger what you need, so that NPC is going to die. Enjoy. Anyway, I got an easy kill here. Uchi Katana. This shit carried my dex build through the entire game. Oh yeah, I never read these. Titanite Shard for weapon enforcement enforces weapons to +3. Titanite Shards are fragments of legendary slabs. Titanite is etched into weapons to reinforce. Titanite altered by the soul. Titanite scale. Reinforces soul transposed weapons to +4. Basically, a soul transposed weapon is a boss weapon. Weapons forged by soul transposition can only be reinforced by Titanite of the same kind. In rare cases, crystal lizards devour souls, grow into enormous proportions and leaving these great scales. So over thousands of years, the tiny crystal lizards we've been killing have evolved into those giant things. Cold sword. Sword missing from the shrine bonfire. Cannot be equipped as a weapon. I find that funny because there is a weapon later in the game which is this, but it's a great sword. Thrusts into the shrine bonfire to restore its power and enable travel between bonfires. This sword is only bequeathed to the chosen Ash, as judged by Ludex, which is the guy we killed, who awaits the arrival of the Ash as a scabbard. Who awaits the arrival of Ash as a scabbard. I'm not sure what they're getting at. Like, the chosen Ash, which is the chosen unkindled, because there's no fire, there's no embers, it's just ash with burnt out. But the arrival of Ash as a scabbard, like, I'm not sure what that means. Longsword, balanced, widely used sword, standard straight sword, inflicts reliable standard damage as well as high thrust damage. And skill, which is the weapon art for the weapon. I barely use weapon arts really, like, they're useful in certain circumstances, depending on the weapon. Sometimes, not really useful. Broken straight sword. And a unique katana categorized by the fine craftsmanship of an eastern land where it was forged. This finely sharpened blade cuts flesh like butter and causes bleeding, but breaks easily as a result. It's really good at causing bleed. Wooden shield decorated with the ancient symbol of a two-headed eagle, close to a small shield in size. Wooden shields are light, manageable, and offer relatively high magic absorption. Orthodox shield of this kind commonly used by low-ranking knights. Medium shields are the most average of shields, providing practical balance of defense, absorption, stability, and weight. This is going to probably go over, because I completely forgot to do this. Helm of a Lonely Knight, fashioned from solid iron. This iron helm might be... This iron helm might be on the heftier side compared to others of its ilk, but such offers great physical absorption in exchange for its imposing weight. Do not think of its wearer without the necessity... no, not necessity. Do not think to wear it without the... I feel like that should be necessity. Without the necessary vitality. No, that works. Never mind. The necessary vitality. Because it's talking about the stat vitality, which is all about equip load. And that is the same. Terribly worn shirt. Men are fond of weaving tales to explain the raggedness of this garb. My sixth sense warned me of danger, and I danced between the flows of blades. Unscathed, but alas, my clothes went to tatters. Same. And yeah, okay. It's all good. What are we at? 35. Alright, well, we've got 2 NPCs to talk to. So, well, 3 NPCs to talk to. So, we're gonna go on to about 40 minutes, I guess. What you got, girl?
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont, no?
Yeah, so she's the merchant. She gets more stuff as the game progresses. It's alright stuff, but really, I just buy the embers and the 2 keys that she gets, and that's about it.
Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death? Knowest thou of that soppy gossip? That cordial intrusion layeth the path to embers. And so thou art in need of a soapstone, Ashen One. Then thy pockets will overflow with souls to trade to me.
Basically, she's saying get one of these so you can co-op.
Ashen One, bring me with ash. Is it?
Yeah, Umber Ash. Okay.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Umber Ash is basically when people die, it's what they leave behind, so they just turn to ash. And I'm sure you all realize this guy. What's up, buddy?
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
Yeah, so yeah, you can change your shit. I'm probably gonna have that because I never really use Ash and Estus. Reinforce Escaflash, can't do that. Repair. Infuse, if you want to use like fire and stuff. Reinforce, fairly obvious. And talk.
Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. There are 2 ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down.
Hurrah!
Another matter. Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned. Oh, by the by, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you'd want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Huh? Weapons and protection, but when use a powder. But I'll think so. Pretty me, I don't want to see my work squandered.
He basically just he just explained a bunch of mechanics for me, which is great. And yeah, we're at 41 minutes, so I'm gonna. There's 2 NPCs left to talk to here. I miscounted, so I'm gonna talk to them in the next one. Just end this here before it gets too long and I can't edit it all. So, see you in the next one, nerds.